All right. It says we are live. All right. Welcome from the crossroads of America. I've lost my thing here. Okay. I'm all mixed up here. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, live from the crossroads of America. A talk show, shooting with disabilities, guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. Answer questions from the audience. Either put them in the chat or email me at rickslifeasiseeit at gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. I have a Patreon page, PayPal, and all the other info down in that info section below. So I got that. So let me see who have we got in the chat so far. First in was DJ Play Nice, then Gun Loving Grandpa, Patriot in the Dark, Mystic Guns. Who else we got in here? Defense Dad, MK Joe, Make Joe, Sabrina's here. So people are starting to drop in. So let me go through my panel right now. I've got the New York Outcast. How you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah, then we got the man, the myth, the legend, Patriot in the Dark.
Hi, everyone. Hello.
Yeah, then we got the one and only, Squiblode.
Yep.
Then we got Guns and Barbecue. How you doing?
Doing all right. Thanks, Rick.
All right. So welcome to the show here. Shooting with disabilities. I haven't done no shooting. We had snow this morning, believe it or not. It was all gone by lunchtime, but we had about an inch of snow here overnight. That cold snap that came through the Midwest or whatever. So, I didn't feel like getting out there shooting today. But I'm thinking now that it felt pretty bad. The old arthritis this morning was really kicking in because it was only about 30 degrees outside when I woke up this morning. It was damn cold. But now it's warmed up. I mean, it's got up into mid-60s. I'm feeling pretty good, actually. The arthritis and everything else. I mean, I have noticed, though, I don't know if I told you guys that, about a month ago, I had the doctor injected my shoulder with cortisone. I'm assuming it's what he put in there. Is that what the stuff is? And the shoulder feels damn better than it was. But he said if it still hurts, he said you're more than likely got a torn, what's that cuff in here they call it?
Cuff.
Yes. It still hurts. I still have trouble raising it. It still gives me pain. But it moves in general sort of stuff. It moves a lot better. I just can't raise it up and down very well. So I guess it's something I'm gonna have to live with because I ain't gonna get it operated on. I can't see the point, to be quite honest with you.
If you want to be cheap, you get one of them injectors for turkeys and stuff. Maybe Guns and Barbecue, Kimonia his, and you just put a little WD-40 in there and give yourself a shot. You'll be fine.
Yeah. That might work, actually. So I got one of them turkey basters. So
there you go.
Yeah.
But Guns and Barbecue has the kit. He has a wide range of sizes of.
Yes, I didn't watch the video, but I saw the thumbnail.
Yeah, I picked up all kinds of goodies recently.
My dad actually, he went in for, I don't know, everybody used to call it like carpal tunnel or something. I don't know what, he had some big word that, all the big words I don't listen to, but he had, his hands would lock up, and he's retired now. I mean, he's an old guy, but they went in and, they gave him a splint to kind of hold his wrist locked down. And of course that kind of worked, but he doesn't like that. Obviously, he can't do much with that on there. but they went in with I guess like an ultrasound with some kind of vibration stuff or whatever with one of those wands, and went over the back of his hand. And I guess I don't know if it like vibrated it or loosened his hand up and stuff. But there was like all sorts of different weird things they were trying, like the hot wax or something. I don't know. He told
Now
me
they
about
just
it.
cut your wrist open and do something in there to relieve the.
Yeah, he's not about all that.
No, I says
You
I'm
want
not.
to hit it with a hammer or something, that's fine. But he's not into that cutting stuff.
If I mean, I would think about having it done if I lose use of my right arm, like I did with my hips. I mean, if I could have survived without getting hip surgery, I would have, but it got so bad I couldn't even walk. So if it gets to the point where I can't actually use this hand, then I might consider it. But right now, I'll just live with it.
I just meant there's so many different things that they can, try.
Yeah.
I mean, besides going from 0 to 100, there are some steps in there.
Well, I could play internet doctor and look something up,
Or order stuff from Mexico. They have some
too.
kind of things you can inject in there.
Yeah.
So oil or something.
Yeah. So overall, health wise, I'm not doing too bad. I said with the warmer weather here, my arthritis eases some. But I mean, if I don't take the medication, it doesn't help. And but I have noticed that with the 2 hips being done now, my spinal stenosis, or as the doctor said, severe spinal stenosis. I still have pain in my back. I would say it's constant on the pain meter. I'd say now that my hips and I'm standing level, I would say my constant pain level is about a 3 or 4. But I'm used to it. So, but then again, don't forget I take how you pronounce it, gabapentin 3 times a day. To help with the and that actually is not a painkiller. It's a medicine that does something to the receptors in your brain, so it doesn't register the pain or something. Because I think it was originally invented. Is that the correct word for people with epilepsy? I believe. So So overall, but then for the arthritis, as everybody knows, I take the wonder drug, hydrochloroquine. And I'm doing okay, and I haven't caught the COVID either. So, touch wood. But I have not had, and I am eligible. I think everybody's eligible now to get the shot, but I have not had it. I don't want to get it. I just don't want to do it. So I will get the shot. I actually, Senator Rand Paul, is that who it is? As he said today, as he said this afternoon on the news, he said if President Biden goes on live television and say, I've had the vaccine, puts a match to his mask and said, you don't need these anymore, then I'll get one. So there you go. So because out of 6 million or 66 million or whatever, I think 50% of the nation has had at least one shot of the vaccine or something, it says. And out of that, 6,000 people have caught COVID after having the shot. So that's a very, very small percentage. And out of that 6,000, I think it doesn't even register on the scale. They are what's the word for it when they have this? They don't even know they have it. is symptomatic or whatever the word is for the symptoms.
Asymptomatic.
Yes.
Yeah, I know somebody who got both of their shots and they ended up getting COVID afterward. And they were pretty smug. They were like, "Oh yeah, I've had both my shots. It's like a suit of armor. I can't get sick." And a couple weeks later, they got COVID. And I said, "Well, you got to go to the hospital. You got to get on a respirator." Hell no. This is just uncomfortable, like the flu. No shit.
If you get bored and you're tired of watching the news and all that stuff, look up the polio vaccine and the numbers with that, and just compare it and think it over. It's crazy.
I don't know if it's true, but I've heard there's a lawsuit against the CDC or something by 70 or 700 high-end scientists or whatever, saying, the information they gave on COVID was crap, basically. And supposedly there's some university tied to it somewhere that's offering $150,000 if you can pull COVID out of whatever. I don't know. It's above me. But basically, if you can prove COVID stands on its own or something. So might be something for people to look into. Again, it's just what I've heard. I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah.
Isn't it as simple as the Spanish flu of 1918 was a true pandemic, was true? I mean, this was a miserable way to die, highly contagious. People were getting it within hours of coming in contact with somebody and killing over dead within hours. And there was never a Spanish flu vaccine that I'm aware of.
No, there wasn't. So, but anyway, as I was saying, I don't plan on getting the vaccine right now. There has been people who've had reaction to it, which I understand. But I'm more worried about long term. The only bad side about not having the vaccine is 15, 20 years down the road, I will not be able to join the class action suit against these companies.
I'll print you out a I got vaccinated card. Don't worry about it. It's all garbage.
So, Rick, if you are worried about long-term effects, you have to also consider long-term effects if you do catch this, because I know several people personally now, direct contact with them, and not while they had it or anything, but who have had the coronavirus, and they are still suffering months later from the effects of it. Female I know, she apparently is having not only just lung issues, but heart issues. There could be some other stuff behind that. She's going through a lot of testing right now with her doctor. She's like a guinea pig. But I know a lot of people that had it still just haven't gotten back any taste or smell. And, it's been upwards. The one person I know is 6 months, the other one 3 or 4.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, there is people that suffer long-term effects from catching it. But that is still, I know it's bad for that person. Or what I call it, and you're saying 2 of them, okay, but it's still a very small percentage of the millions and millions and millions of people who have caught it and recovered.
99% survivability rate, and we shut down the country. We put the economy in the tank. We took the kids out of school. We shut down industries. Businesses, small and large, went out of business. The country's got more debt than it's ever had, and we're still divided, and places are still shut down or considering shutting down again, or, everybody's all, you're either on one side or the other. I want to know what would have happened if they had done nothing except educate the public and let people make their own choices. I bet we'd have a lot better outcome today.
I bet you we would have too.
Well, that's the whole plan.
It's all one big conspiracy to take control of the people. So
They don't
Anyway,
even have to. They just pump shit on TV, and everybody believes it any damn way.
yeah. I mean,
It's ridiculous.
I'm trying to keep this more to disabilities, but you got a point there, Patriot. I've noticed. I mean, I watch TV and I watch shows off the mainstream channels. You know, the CBS, the NBC, and all that kind of stuff. I watch them mainly for entertainment value. You know, because I mean, like if you watch one.
Still get brainwashed.
If you watch, I mean, good example. I mean, I used to love watching it for years. I mean, it's going downhill, but NCIS, right? If you look at the guns they use and things that happen, I sit there and I can get goddamn angry at the TV over, oh man, look how they're holding it. Where's the safety? Why they got the finger on the trigger and they're walking through the house? This kind of stuff. That would drive me crazy. But I try to ignore that and just watch it for entertainment value. Where I'm going with this is I noticed this year, especially this year, a lot of these TV shows on those main channels are goddamn gone woke on us. You know, I mean, it's so bad, it's sickening. You know, it makes me want to puke. So,
well, when I watch national news, I really don't need to know what asshole crashed his car in Texas. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't change my life at all. There's no reason for me to even know that. Why would I care? You know, I mean, unless it's somebody you know or whatever, but then somebody should call me because that's why I won't watch it because, you know, they'll throw up whatever they want. And it's obviously this whole week you've seen that. If you been watching it, it was garbage.
Oh, Kingpin says, just by the way, you can't sue any company involved in making the jab. Yeah, if I remember correctly, that was part of the deal that Trump made with them to get it out so fast. You know? Yep. And now Defense Dad goes, they have my elderly parents so scared that even with their shots, they won't see any family that hasn't been vaccinated. Yeah. I mean, there's that. I mean, each to their own. If you want to go around wearing the mask, go for it. But even here in Indiana, where we don't have the mask mandate, right? I mean, there's a vast majority. I would say over 50% of the population still wear it. You know, because I talked to my sister a couple of weeks ago. She got so mad at me, right? Because I was telling her she was brainwashed. You know, the British government has brainwashed her because she lives in that fear that, oh my God, you get the COVID, you're going to die. You know, and I just find it just baffles me. It really does.
Well, if it's people that have pre-existing conditions, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart problems, things like that, I understand people in that situation being worried. The blatant fear and the fear-mongering that's going on, I don't like. But people, like Squib said before, you know, what would happen if we just kept the country open and educated people, you know? And I agree with them, but part of that education would be saying, hey, if you have these pre-existing conditions, you are going to be at a higher risk. And it might not be a higher risk of actually contracting it, but if they do contract it, then you're going to be at a higher risk for hospitalization, things like that. So that's, you know, I mean, I don't know in this case, you know, I forget who you mentioned, but their parents, you know, if they have pre-existing conditions, things like that, just being elderly, you know, I could possibly understand.
Yeah, well, see, I have diabetes. They got me on high blood pressure medicine, you know, but I don't worry about it. The way I look at it, when my time comes, my time comes.
Well, it doesn't matter because we're all going to die of COVID, right? We're white supremacist country. The trees are all dying. The polar bears are drowning. You know, just list anything off. Acid
dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Yes, and I do have that, and they never took that off my channel. But yeah, and it's the ozone. What else is there? I mean, there's been catastrophes the whole time. I mean, that's what I guess progressivism is, right? Okay, history is horrible. Right now we're in a catastrophe, and in the future it's going to be all better, right? And so that's why they keep pushing and pushing, which never goes better, but it's ridiculous. And I won't get into that because this is Rick's chat.
Yeah, that's right.
In the late 1800s, it was global warming. Then in the 70s, it was global cooling. Then it was the ozone layer. Now it's global warming. Now it's just climate change. So anything that happens climate-wise, even earthquakes are to blame on humans.
What are you talking about? We had to collect pennies for the stupid fixing the Statue of Liberty. All the whales were going to be dead. I had to adopt a whale in elementary school. What in the hell? I'm living in Michigan. There is no fucking whales in Michigan.
Hey,
but I adopted one.
I don't know, man. Have you been to the bar on Friday night?
Yes, that is true.
Hey, we even had to send the Enterprise up in space to get back in time to get 2 whales. Things are so bad in this country, you know.
I mean, what was it? The something of the Mimi, the Voyage of the Mimi. They actually pushed that through school. Had the book, the little video, and then you had to buy a whale. And you didn't even get the whale. You couldn't make candles or nothing out of the damn thing. Ridiculous.
Yeah. The defense dad, I guess that's how I'm feeling. Defense dad says, I have high risk factors, which I do, but I'll get the shot when and if I'm damn good and ready, not before. There isn't even 6 legitimate months of info to see the side effects yet. Basically, that's what I'm saying. You know, I'm not ready for you. I want to see more. You know, I said, but as I said, as Rand Paul said, if Biden comes on television, said I've been vaccinated, burns his mask, I'll go get one tomorrow. Well, I'll call up and put my name on the waiting list.
Hey, did you hear Pfizer said that you're going to need maybe 3 or 4 Pfizer more doses of their stuff? I think once you start getting the doses, you're going to need it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's
so they can continuously bill the government.
That's because you have to take a flu shot every year. It's the same damn thing. They always have to give you a shot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if this thing's really supposed to be,
you think that's bad, join the military. They give you a couple extras.
Yeah, if this thing's really supposed to be where there's going to be no herd immunity and things like that, and it's really going to be like the flu, then you're going to have to get a vaccine every single year. And if that's the case, why the hell are we still wearing masks? Why are we going through all this BS?
Exactly.
Well, it's like you don't even handshake anymore. You do the elbow thing. Fuck you.
Absolutely, Squib. Absolutely.
Fuck that. I shook hands with like 4 different people on Saturday.
You guys are all just overthinking it to begin with, in a sense. As far as the Funstad's parents, it's a shame because they're really shamed because, if you're in, you're in. So if you got the vaccine because you believe it works, then you shouldn't be afraid to see your family. That's kind of shitty and selfish because you're already covered, right? So what's the difference? But this whole thing, I mean, supposedly viruses don't even work like that. You can't just come up with something like that. It doesn't, like the flu shot. So all of this just seems kind of all ridiculous. Everybody's, wait to see and whatever, to see for what? To get a flu shot that's not going to work. I mean, the shit mutates, it changes through people. So whatever they make today ain't going to work tomorrow. So I don't understand why anybody at any time would just volunteer to go be a guinea pig.
Yeah. I mean, the flu shot, basically what they do is they sort of, I don't know who does it, but they decide that they figure out which variant of the flu is going to be more prevalent in the upcoming flu season. And that's what you get vaccinated for. But if you get a different strain, you can still catch it. So as you said, Doctor gives me the flu shot, but I live, I said, if you need the money, Doc, go ahead and give it to me. My insurance will pay you.
I say the thing with the mask, it doesn't really have anything to do with adults. It's just training the kids. I mean, I got a kid that she'll wear the damn mask because, it doesn't bother her. She just whatever. And it's like, I'm always, get that damn muzzle off your face. You ain't by the bus. You ain't in school or whatever. And it's just training them. You get them used to doing that, then they can tell you, oh, you got to have the same haircut. You got to look like a squib, or, you got to wear. Whatever.
That's right. Now, we do it when you get into a vehicle, everybody automatically, clips on the seatbelt without even thinking about it, because we've been brainwashed into wearing them. That's like the mask. It's just going to be a permanent feature now. Everybody wearing a mask. But I'm not. So.
It makes you feel good when you're sitting in a restaurant and you just get up and walk out, and people look at you and go, "Oh, he's not wearing a mask." It's like retards as they're sitting there without one.
Yeah.
Well, I'll vouch for seatbelts. I mean, maybe it should be optional. That's your option. But because there's times they're a pain in the ass too. But from somebody that's rolled over in a vehicle a couple times, I appreciated the seatbelt.
Oh yeah, I can understand the principle behind them. I'll be honest with you. When I rode motorcycles, I wore a helmet, even though the states I lived in, I didn't have to. But I can understand the principle behind them, and I look at it this way: is if you were in an accident, i.e., not wearing your seatbelt, or wearing your helmet on a motorcycle, and your health insurance is shitty, and you get taken to the hospital and they work on you, build your body back up, and get you back on the road to recovery, who in the hell paid for that? Fucking mugs like us who pay a higher premium to cover your ass. To me, so not wearing one to me is selfish.
Yeah, but Rick, you just contradicted yourself. Not wearing a helmet on your motorcycle is selfish because it raises my auto rates. But I'll be damned if I'm going to wear a seatbelt.
I didn't say I was going to wear a seat. I wear a seatbelt.
You were just saying, oh my goodness. All right.
I think I'm more at risk than anybody because I'm out there walking with all you asshats driving, rolling cars, getting crashes and shit. I think I'm at more of a risk.
Yeah. How did I call?
Yeah, well, we're trying to keep you in your house. We're trying to keep you from going out there and mingling with the rest of the public.
I don't want to contaminate them.
We're mass shaming you. Yeah.
I was dodging a kitten, just so you know.
All right.
A kitten?
No.
You didn't say a kitten, did you? You said a kid.
Yeah, kitten. that's the opposite. A cat.
What are you? What?
If you ran it over, nobody would miss it.
Oh man.
It's cool. It was a work truck.
If people would teach these kittens how to cross the friggin' road after they got off the bus, wait for the cars, they'd be all right.
They should be wearing those little orange vests.
It's just like those deer who cross the road where the deer crossing sign is. Why would they put the sign there?
It wasn't my fault they crossed in the wrong spot.
You know what, though? It is something where it should be your responsibility. No, I don't like paying for it, whether it be my taxes going to pay for all the deadbeats out there or my high insurance premiums going to pay for all the irresponsible people out there. But I don't think they should twist your arm and force you to get insurance. I don't think they should twist your arm and force you to wear a mask, a motorcycle helmet, or a seatbelt. But I do think that if that company makes a seatbelt, it better work. It better be certified and tested and everything else. The same thing with the helmets, that if they have one of the 3 crash ratings or all the 3 crash ratings, that they actually are certified to that rating. Same thing with insurance. I think that there needs to be accountability for insurance companies. If you pay a premium for better insurance than the lazy guy next to you, you better get better coverage. It's as simple as that. That's what our government should really be there for, to be able to go in there and say, all right, you've got to make the seatbelt to the standard. You got to make the motorcycle helmet to the standard. You have to sell insurance with these guarantees. But the rest of it, telling us we have to have it, look, if you don't want to have insurance, that ain't my problem. If you want to die in a motorcycle or car accident, that ain't my problem. Other than me being held up while they're scraping you off the road and I'm going, why am I in this traffic jam? And that's really what America is about, right? Personal accountability, personal responsibility. I thought it was, at least.
Supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I've been asked in the chat to go back, asked if I've been shooting with my new toy yet. Yes, I have. I went, was it last week? Beginning of the last week? I just shot 30 rounds, one magazine. And they're my friend I go shooting with, I grind my teeth every time he says it, because he calls them clips, not magazines. But and when I'll say magazine all the time, he'll say clip. He doesn't grasp what I'm saying. I'm trying to be nice,
Did you clean all that carbon buildup out of your AR-15 after shooting 30 rounds through it?
I wiped it off. Didn't have no carbon buildup. But
yeah,
anyway,
I know. I was listening to you, Rick, and I was gritting my teeth. It's like you're talking about the rifle and what chemicals do I use to clean it, and where do I clean it, what do I do, and how much oil, and what do you guys use? And I'm just going, this is probably the simplest firearm to work in all of the history of the world. And you just kept going on about the carbon buildup and all that, and I'm just like, well, yeah, if you're out at the range all day with wolf ammo, not saying you shouldn't clean it, but that and just some of the other stuff.
I'm thinking long term.
Okay, well, that's just not the way you came off.
Okay, but anyway, I did shoot it as he's asking. I shot 30 rounds, and basically that was. It took me 4 rounds to sight in the red dot. And I discovered, because it can go red or green, I can see better on green. So I run it on green. No problem. I got to go back out there now and test my iron sights, because they came in after I done the what's called. But I did, in the house here, I put up the iron sights, turned on the red dot, or the green dot as I use it, and I held it up there and looking through, the rear dot and looking at the front sight. The actual dot sits right above the front sight, so I think it's going to be lined up. But I got to test it, But
and he did all that.
Go on.
I was just going to say, and he shot all those rounds with an A2 grip.
Yes, I did. Yeah. Hey, it was nice. Very little recoil in it. It's a nice shooting gun, I must admit.
The dreaded A2 grip that everybody feels they've got to replace.
That was the joke.
Yeah, but honestly, that little bump that sticks out, which is meant to be part of a finger groove, I think, it does. On my hand, it does rub the top of my finger when I'm holding it, because I got fat chubby fingers, So I will more likely change it out eventually, but it's not, it's not a must do right away type thing, But right now I've only got 90 rounds of 223. That's it. You can't find it anywhere. They only sold me. They only sold me. I got a couple of boxes off a friend of mine. They only sold me one box when I bought it, and I was going to do my own reloading. I've got the brass. I've got the bullets. I've got some primers. I just don't have any powder. And we were talking about that before I went live, and I went to the is it pronounced Hodgson?
Hodgson
website, because I was looking, and it mentioned Trail Boss. I have Trail Boss because I use it for my 45 Colt, and it has load data for 223 Remington, and it says the overall length is 2.200 and 4 grams of powder. And I've been told that doesn't sound right. So I'm going to do some more research. Defense Dad says you can swap out a grip for $20. Do it if it bugs you. Oh, I more likely will eventually. But unfortunately,
Rick, there's nothing wrong with changing out the grip. There's just those of us out there that give people crap over it because they make it like it's, oh my goodness, I just can't shoot this thing. And oh, how do people do this? It's like iron sights too. It's the people who don't get any iron sights at all on it, and they just get an optic for it. And they go, man, look at me, I'm a marksman. And they're hitting the target at 25 yards with an optic. And I'm going, dude, really try. But here's the thing. It's your gun. Put irons on it. Don't put irons on it. Put a Magpul grip or whatever, brand grip you want to, or don't. Leave it mil-spec or trick everything out. Get a fluted barrel. Don't get a fluted. Whatever it is you want to do to it, do to it. But there's those people out there on YouTube that are just like, man, if you don't do what I did to my gun, your gun's a piece of shit and you'll never be able to hit the target. And then you have somebody who's never shot an AR-15 or has very little experience going, oh my goodness, this guy's a YouTube gun expert. I better do what he say and rush out and do that. And it's like, no, dude, there are guys in the military, millions of us over decades that learned on this shit and it works just fine. But that doesn't mean that because you want to put money into your gun, there's anything wrong with that. It's just all these people who they absorb some of this information that's out there on social media. And it's like, well, this guy's got a channel. He must know what he's talking about. It's like, do some critical thinking here. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, Two Live Moo says, sand off the bump if you're a cheap bastard like Rob D. So
no, that's actually like a brass knuckle, right? If you punch somebody with it.
Sean Connery says 4 grams is correct. It's almost 62 grains of powder.
Okay.
Which is why Trail Boss is incredibly uneconomical for 223.
Okay, 62 grains sounds right, but nobody measures powder in grams. So I don't understand why that would be on their website. I've used their website before, and they have measurements in grains, not grams.
Well,
so I don't understand
grains,
that.
It says it's got GRS period, and underneath it's got 4.0.
A gram is GM. The abbreviation for gram is GM.
But this has got GRS. So.
No, that's General Motors.
So, anyway.
Yeah, I thought a gram was just G.
So, I'll research it and find out why. Why it's
That was the wrong button.
Did he just exit out?
He just kicked himself out.
It's on. God damn it, I hit the wrong button.
Uh-oh. Now you lost the power.
Now you give it back to stinking old Rob, didn't you?
I lost the chat. And I went to bring it back and I hit the wrong button, but it's yeah.
Rick, just remember it's Night Strike's fault.
Yes, it is. Sean Ponner, he says all powder dippers that come with Lee dyes is in grams. So yeah. So anyway, I mean, because I don't have any powder. I went to 3 different gun stores the day I picked up the rifle. Nobody had any powder. So I was just seeing if I could find something with the powder I had for I could make, 30, 60 rounds for I could go shoot it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I was thinking of until I can get hold of some powder. Now I've gone to all these websites like Midway and all them big sites, and they all say click here and put your email in, be notified when we have some in stock. So I've done that.
Did you go to Graff and Sons?
Yes.
And they didn't have any?
No. No, not when I looked. So anyway, that's that's the only reason I was looking. Now I did talk to my cousin. He does have some powder. And I said, well, I might need some. And he, and the look in his face, it was like, oh my God, I'm going to pull his teeth.
Smile.
This
cousin of yours seems to have a little bit of everything, doesn't he?
Oh, he does. He does. He's no country boy. He's got it together. But as he was leaving, I said, I'll be over next week to come and talk to you, see what you got. He goes, bring plenty of money. So he might sell me some. He ain't going to give me any. So I said to him, I don't want 8 or 9 pounds of it. I said, just give me a half pound so I can make a few bullets so I can shoot them. A few 223s so I can shoot them. That's all I want. So there we go. So everybody's gone quiet on me. Why is that? Can you hear me?
Meat and peppered beef jerky.
Oh, very nice.
You were talking, so we were quiet.
Oh, okay.
We should have just stayed quiet, make him think he was muted or something.
Yeah, well, that happened at the beginning.
Yeah, and before we went live, Rick's just talking away, and
nobody could hear me. I had to drop out and come back in. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys are having computer issues, but I use Chrome. And the last few weeks, that occasionally it will freeze on me. Like I can be talking to you now, but say I want to click a different tab. Like right now, it won't let me change tabs because I got about 15 different tabs up the top here, and it won't let me change on them. Now, if I hit Control-Alt-Delete and click on Taskmaster twice, then it comes up. Then it will let me change tabs. So I don't know what the hell the problem is.
Have you tried closing out some tabs? Let's say 15 tabs is a lot of tabs to have open.
This is 2021. Should be able to handle it. But you got a point. I could try doing that. That's one thing I haven't tried actually, was closing the tabs down, because the tabs I got at the top are the main ones I go to all the time. But that will be my next. Okay, so let me. I mean, like my email, I leave open all the time. But
do you ever shut your computer off?
Yeah.
Like let it shut off?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Just curious. I know a lot of people just let it go to sleep or whatever, and then.
I normally leave I normally leave, mine's a laptop, and I normally leave it on 24/7. But I do shut it down every now and then.
Another thing, like things that you just are leaving open because you always use it, like your email and stuff like that, bookmark it. Then you can just go into your bookmarks real quick, click it, boom, you're at your email.
Yeah, you got a good point. Okay. See, it's freezing on me now. And I've lost my chat. Where in the hell's my check gone? Okay. See, for some unknown reason, it because I normally pop it out and use it on my other page, and I can't do that now. Or it's letting me, I don't know. It's all screwed up right now, so I don't care anymore. So. Okay, Rich White says, shit, I have 32 tabs open without an issue. Tulai Moose says, sounds like it needs more RAM.
Say, but he's Rich White. He has the ultimate white privilege.
Yes.
Right.
Do what?
I said, but he's Rich White. He has the ultimate white privilege.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to, I mean, hang on. This thing tells me. Where is it? My system. What have I got?
Do we dare ask what's in your search history, Rick?
No. There could be some embarrassing stuff in there. You know?
How to make a salad for dummies.
Yeah, how to make mac and cheese.
He's got some provocative pictures of Kamala Harris in there.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I have. And what's her name from Alaska? Who I thought was pretty hot in her day. She was what's going to be vice president. Well, I can't remember her name now.
Sarah Palin.
Yeah, I thought in her day she was hot. You know, so that's not what I'm looking for. I can't find it now. What I'm looking for, but that's all right. No biggie.
So, Rick, while you're doing that, I'm just going to toss out a little fun fact here. I'm actually doing an experiment with my first ever AR build that I had done years ago. It's a Anderson lower with a Delton upper, but I don't know. A year or two ago, I decided that I was going to just stop cleaning it and see how many rounds of ammo I could go through before it finally had a malfunction where it was from gunk and buildup and stuff like that. I've got close to 3,000 rounds through it so far. Still haven't cleaned it. Since I started that experiment, that is.
But you could have just bought the Anderson RF-85 and then you wouldn't need to do the experiment.
Let's say, I don't know if the RF-85 was actually at my local shop when I built this. I think the reason I ended up putting the Delton upper on it was just because it was the cheapest option for me, was to get the Anderson lower with the Delton upper. But you know what? With that Delton upper, I've put through probably 600 or 700 rounds of steel case and have not had a single malfunction with steel case either.
Okay, this has got installed RAM. This has got 16 gigabytes. The 16 GB, 16 gigabytes. So, you know. Oh, touch screen, which I don't use it, but it's got touch screen as well.
Boston baked beans have 70 calories per serving.
Are you sure that wasn't 16 grains?
No.
Okay.
How big's a serving rub?
Yeah.
Yep, 70.
What makes them Boston baked beans versus just baked beans?
Because
Candy coating, I believe.
The hard
only
candy
Boston
shell.
would make a candy and call it friggin' baked beans. Those lunatics.
Well, you have to bake it on there. And speaking, since you guys are talking about snacks and stuff, Ghost brought up a couple weeks ago about doing. He makes these like cheese, and you just throw it on a cookie sheet and burn it in the oven to make chips, and they're like 0 carbs and all that stuff. You can actually buy those if you're lazy and don't want to burn stuff in your oven. And I picked up a bag of the Parmesan, right? And so they're hard chips, but they do smell like dog food because it's Parmesan cheese, which stinks like dirty gym socks. But they are pretty good, and they do have cheddar too. And it's just cheese chips with no carbs.
You know, every time I hear you guys talk about this crap, I'm so glad I can eat whatever the hell I want and as much of it whenever I want.
Wait, you don't like dirty gym socks?
Grilled cheese tonight, and I'm using cheddar cheese because I've run out of American plastic cheese.
That is not a salad.
You know. Hey, it's close enough. It's got cheese in it. I'll be using mayo, on the outside to make it crispier. That's close enough to a salad.
When you say that is not a salad, you need to say it more like, this is no boating accident.
I'm gonna slice an onion and put sliced onion inside my toasted cheese sandwich, my fried, my grilled cheese. So I'm reading the chat. They're telling me to reinstall Chrome, see if that fixes the issue. But if I do that, that means I lose everything. All my bookmarks and everything I got saved. Have
you tried plugging it in and unplugging it?
Do what?
Slam it on the table a couple times.
Yes, I've unplugged it and switched it off and plugged it back in and switched it back on. Waited 2 minutes before I switched it back on. I've done all that kind of stuff. But talking to Sean's in the chat, and he has got a good point. I do have cable issues. My cable here is not the greatest, and it will drop quite a lot. And I'm doing live uploads, and I'm lucky if I get one, whatever it is, speed on uploads. I'm normally under. I'm normally 0.98 megabytes or megapixels or whatever they call it, upload. And I've noticed lately, while this has been happening on my computer, this could be like if I'm streaming a show on my TV, I'll be watching a show and all of a sudden it goes blank. Then it comes up, your computer is disconnected, your internet is disconnected. Then about 5 seconds later, my picture comes back up. I can still hear the show. The show's still running, but there's no picture. But then it'll come up and say internet is not working or something. But then 5-10 seconds later, my picture comes back up. So that could be what it is. So we solved that problem. On to the next. Oh, Sabrina says the real cheese comes from the Netherlands. So there you go. We are the cheese country. But the Netherlands, yeah, they make some good cheese. But really, come on, Sabrina. You cannot beat good old English sharp cheddar cheese. I mean, that's some of the best cheese there is. Not this processed cheddar cheese that the Americans sell.
Extra sharp.
Well, she's a Limburger girl. That's where she's from, I think.
I actually
Next time you're in the supermarket picking up sharp cheese, grab it and go, ah! And then when somebody looks at you, be like, damn, that's sharp. And they'll get like, that's so corny, but they'll laugh all the time. It's funny.
Rob does it.
Rob with the dad jokes. I like it.
I've done it to my kid a dozen times.
Yeah. So, okay. Sean says, "Oh, yeah, I never thought about that. Exporting my bookmarks and cookies to a file, then re-importing them. Yes, I could do that. Then reinstall it. See, I believe this or not. I know you guys won't believe it, but I used to be into computers big time. I used to build my own computers and all kinds of shit, but I haven't done it in years, and a lot of this stuff I totally forget about. I just come on here, do this YouTube thing, then walk away from the computer. I don't spend hours and hours on here like I used to in the old days. So. But now what I do is I sit in my recliner watching YouTube on my TV. Because I got a Roku TV and I can set it up on there. Plus, Dish has a channel for YouTube, 371, and it automatically goes to my YouTube. And I'm the only one that watches it. And every day, when I go 371, sit there and my YouTube symbol comes up, it all comes up, and every day it asks me who's watching it. It has my name and icon there or the guest icon. And every day I yell at it and say, who in the fuck do you think's watching it? There's only me living here. But I still have to click the button.
Why do they want to know who's watching?
I don't know.
Like different feeds for different people?
Yeah.
It's preferences. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Each member of the family can have it set up for their preferences.
But what I'm saying is, it asks me every day. And I'm thinking, God damn it, I'm the only one on here. You think you would memorize it by now?
It depends on what girlfriend's there. You don't want it to come up and say so-and-so. That's when you pick the guest.
Yeah. Yeah. It does the same thing to me when I do Disney. Is it Disney Plus? Does the same thing to me. But all the other streaming stations just automatically start. Oh, no, I lie. Netflix does the same thing. But BritBox just opens up. Amazon Prime just opens up.
That's because it memorizes what you watch and it shoves more stuff like you like in your face so that you'll watch more.
Yeah, so Sabrina's the Lindsberger cheese person.
I tried to name my daughter Lynn on account of my last name being Burger. My ex wouldn't let me do
it. She would have had a horrible childhood.
She's a tough little kid. She would have kicked the shit out of everybody that tried to mess with her.
See, my mother, when she named me, didn't think ahead, right? Because on my birth certificate and everything else, my official name is Ricky, Ricky, right? And so, like, if I get like sitting in the doctor's waiting room and it's packed full of people, the nurse comes out and calls out Ricky Mitchell. You think Ricky Mitchell, some little kid's going to stand up and this big 300-pound guy stands up? It's embarrassing, So that's my take on it anyway. So.
That's great. I love that.
What?
That she named you Ricky.
Yeah. No, don't. I used to say there's only two people in the world allowed to call me Ricky. I said that's my mother and my wife, and my mother's dead. So, but now I got an ex-wife, so nobody's allowed to call me that.
Well, I knew this guy. He's super tall, big guy. I met him at the blind school, right? So he's kind of blind, one of those cowboy rancher types or whatever. And his first name was Shirley. So I always thought that was funny. He didn't go by that. He went by his middle name.
Surely you can't be serious.
And it's hilarious because, I mean, you know, the airplane pops in your head.
Yeah, it does. That's the first thing that comes to my head.
It's like, and don't call me Shirley.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's fun.
All right, guys. It's 8 o'clock. The grilled cheese and onion is sounding better and better all the time. You know? So I will have to do some of these things, export my bookmarks and shit, and uninstall Chrome and reinstall it and see if that fixes the problem. But I got a feeling, though, it's got to do with my internet, as low as it is, as piss poor as it is. So anyway, I don't know. I'll give anything a try. So, all right, let's who we got here. Patriot, you got any plugs or shout outs?
Oh, I got all sorts of things to yell about, but I'm not going to do them tonight. So thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Great show. I hope everybody's doing well. And if you want to check out that crazy series that I put out, I'm looking into doing something different because, you know, to keep sighted people interested, you know, you got to have more than just history and truth. You know, they got to have bells and fuzzy things. So
I watched the series on the Constitution.
I hope so.
I did.
Good.
I got my copy here, and I read along with you.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's in all the videos. All the links are in the description to the originals. You know, to the transcripts from the National Archives.
Yeah.
You know, make sure you're looking at the original stuff. Don't you know, go to Squib's channel to learn about coffee. Go to the real coffee place. Actually, go to Squib's, find out about the coffee, then go to that coffee place. You know, because
I want to know, is that whiskey from the town up there in Michigan, Traverse or whatever you call it?
Traverse City. Come
Yeah.
on.
That's in Michigan, right?
Yes.
Is that where that whiskey's actually made, or just that just happens to be the name of it?
Well, you have to watch all those videos, and one day Squib will say, "Hey, jerks! All these videos deal with Michigan cherries, or something like that." I don't know what he'll do, but thanks for having me. Check it out. If anybody has any suggestions, just drop me an email or whatever. And I've sent out some loot. Random loot. So some people might be getting loot. So if you get loot, congratulations. If not, it was lost in the mail.
All right. All right. Guns and Barbecue, you got anything?
Yeah, just every Tuesday and Thursday I'm going live at 11 p.m. Eastern time. So if anybody wants to come over and catch that show, you know, it's just a gun conversation, try and talk about guns in two-way. I throw out the link in the chat if anybody wants to join in. So thanks for having me, Rick.
No problem. One of these days I'm going to stay up and join your chat for an hour or so, you know?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Like I said, everybody's welcome.
Normally around 11:30 is my bedtime. You know, I'm getting old, you know?
Yeah, so that's the only problem with the time slot. Was, like I said, I was trying to stick with as much as a daily gun show as I could.
Oh, I totally understand. I totally understand.
Yep. But after a couple of requests of doing it at 11, I was like, we'll try it out at 11. And it seemed to increase viewership a little bit. Had some good conversations right away with the 11 o'clock slot. So I was like, you know what? We're going to stick with 11.
That's it. Good man. All right, Squib, you got anything? Talk to me, Squib.
No.
What about Traverse City? Is that where the whiskey actually comes from, or was that just a brand name?
Yes, that's where it comes from.
Okay, I didn't know. I was just asking. You know, I happened to see the photo on the thumbnail. I didn't watch the video. That's why I was asking.
Don't watch the video. Don't watch any of the videos.
I do. I normally do watch her videos.
Don't bother.
You know? So, okay. Oh, Sabrina says here now it's 2 a.m. in the morning in the Netherlands. So, you're up late, Sabrina. So, all right. New York Outcast, you got any plugs or shout outs?
No, just thanks for joining us, and have a great evening, everybody.
All right, say same thing. And everybody who stuck by me here in the chat, appreciate you stopping by. I'm trying to keep it more gun-related disability type thing, but it's hard. Sometimes I go way off track. As I said before, if you guys got any topics you want discussed or questions you want asked, you know, like shooting with disabilities, or there's something that you've always wanted to know but were always afraid to ask somebody with disability, go ahead and email me and I'll ask it. We might have the answer and we might not. But, you know, it's worth a try. So you can always do that. And the same on Saturday, general questions. If you got anything you want, any topics you want covered, just email me and we're use them. Long as it's not anything, long as it's you know, worth talking about. I'm not going to do any porno stuff. You know what I'm saying? So not live anyway. I might do it in my search, you know, my history. Anyway, that's enough of that. So anyway, guys, thanks you all for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. And I will be back on my quiz. The answers this week. And if you guys got any questions and answers I can use for the quiz, email me those too, for I can use them. So, in the Man with No Name trilogy, besides Clint Eastwood, I want to know how many actors were in all three movies. How many and what were their names? Email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. Get it into me by noon Saturday, and you'll be in the running for the swag pack. All right, there we go. So I'm assuming everybody got their packages that I mailed out for last month. You know, I know I got to do Sabrina's. I still haven't done it yet, Sabrina. I got the deck of cards. I just got to find out where I done with it. Because when I changed this room around, I moved them. And I can't remember where I put them. But as soon as I remember, I will get them out to you. And I got your name down here too, Live Moo. Did I send it to you already? Or have I got to send it to you? I can't remember. You know, so let me know. All right, guys. I want to say thanks, and I will see you all at 3 p.m. on Saturday. And be good and good evening. Bye, everybody.
Good night, Sabrina.